Hello all, welcome to Onshape tutorial on nut bolt assembly. Today we are going to model a nut and a bolt assembly. This tutorial is actually divided into three parts. The first one, we are going to model the bolt. Then we will in the second part we will model the nut. Then the third part we will do the assembly. Okay, out of the three tasks, the first one will be a little bit lengthy compared to the other two. Okay, so today we are going to take M10 metric bolt thread with a shank of almost 20 mm shank length and thread length also 20 mm. Okay, so the diameter of the major diameter of the bolt is 10 mm and the pitch is 1 mm. Okay, you can this will be the drawing for that. You can see the total length of the nut L is 40. Sorry, this should be 40, and this length, the threaded portion will be 20, and the non-threaded portion, that is a shank portion, will be 20 again. So the total length will be 20. We need a smooth chamfering at the base, and the bolt head height is almost 0.75 D, that is equal to 7.5 mm, and the bolt head corner to corner distance is 2D, that is almost 20 mm. Okay, so the thing is that we want to design we want to model the thread with the shank and with the thread run out. Okay, so these things has to be modeled separately. Okay, so shall we start with we will start with a new part studio here. I'll create a part studio, a new part studio in the Onshape, and we will directly go for the sketch on the top plane. Okay, so we'll start from the base actually of the bolt. Okay, so first it is M10. We know that. I will make a diameter of a circle with diameter of 10 mm. Then I'll go for the extrude. So made the 10 mm diameter, we'll finish the sketch, then I'll go for the extrude. Okay, so the first threaded part will be extruded here, and that, you know, the threaded portion will be 20, so that I will finish the first portion. Then that extrude I will finish. Again I'll go for a second extrude, that is the shank portion. So that is actually doing separately because we want to make it as a two part. Okay, so that is for the easy threading. So you have to be select extrude 2 as new. Okay, so that will be act as a new, that will be modeled as a new component. Later we will add together, okay, by Boolean operation. Okay, so that is also 20. We'll finish that too. Okay, so now our base of the bolt is finished. Okay, next we want to go for the threading. Okay, so for the threading, first we will do a helix, then after the helix we will draw the thread pattern, okay, the thread profile, then we will sweep it through the helix. So that is our way of doing. To make the helix, you can select the helix option helix feature from the top menu, click on the helix. Okay, then select the lower cylinder, okay, for the thread. Okay, so click on that one. You can change the turn to pitch. Okay, you can select that to pitch and make our pitch as 1 mm. Okay, so the pitch is 1 mm. Okay, so finish. So you can see the helix is already here. All right, so now we can make a chamfering, a small chamfering at the base. Okay, So that we will do like this. Okay, small chamfering we will give at the base, and that will be 1 mm. Okay, so that chamfering will be 1 mm. Okay, so chamfering will be finished. Now we move for the drawing the thread profile. Okay, so that we will draw on the front plane. Okay, again you can select the sketch, select the front plane for sketch, right? Make it as view normal to the sketch plane. Then you can enlarge it and you can draw the thread profile. You know, for a metric thread it is an equilateral triangle, right? So what we have to do, we want to make an equilateral triangle here. One side will be vertical, another will be like this. Well, that's okay. So these 3 corners should be connected. Okay, so the constraint, if you see the constraint, you can see these 3 should be connected and this should be vertical. Okay, so now what we have to do, we want to make it an equilateral triangle. So for that we will go to the constraint menu and select the equal constraint. Okay, so click on any one line, click the another, so that to become equal, and click on this line and this one. Okay, so again all 3 now become equal. So the next thing is we want to make the dimension of this line. It should be slightly less than the pitch. Okay, so the pitch we taken is 1 mm, so we will make this as 0.99. okay, so that is finished. Now we want to put this profile inside the helix. For that again we have to use another constraint that is called the pierce constraint. You can select the pierce option from the constraint menu and select any one of the point and click that with the curve. Okay, so now the pierce will be finished. Okay, so the pierce also will be finished. Okay, so the sketch now we finished, and let's see whether we can do the sweep feature here. So we'll click on the sweep. You can select the sketch which we draw now, select that one. You have to select the option remove. Okay, so we want to remove the material, and then the sweep path, we know that the sweep path is our hexagonal, I mean the helix. Okay, so you just click on that curve. Okay, so that will be swept. Okay, so that is finished, and I can click the sweep. We get a very smooth sweep. Okay, with a good ending here. Okay, so there should be a good ending and the sweep is fine. Okay, so now what is our objective? We want but the runout is not came here. Okay, the thread runout is not came here. So now our objective is we want to draw the thread runout. Okay, so that runout we have to do separately. Okay, so for that what I'm trying to do, I'm just selecting the top plane and I'm offsetting it. Okay, so I will just select a plane here and I will select the top plane. Okay, and I will select the option from here, that is plane point. Okay, so what I'm doing, I am going to offset the top plane with a point. Okay, so the plane is selected. Now I just want to make a point here. The point will be, you just select the point, this corner point you have to select. Okay, so that point you have to select and click. Now our plane is, we defined our plane, you can see like isometric. Okay, so we have the plane now here. Okay, so now we go for a sketch again. Select the sketch and then select the plane 1. Okay, so the plane 1 is now selected for sketch. You can right click, view normal, then okay, you can draw a circle. Okay, you can draw a circle but the diameter should be that point. Okay, so the vertex of that ending of the sweep. Okay, so now we cannot see that, so we will go for click the translucent. Okay, so now that it become translucent and you can slightly turn it, enlarge it, you can see the point here. Okay, so you can see the point here. Okay, so you select that point, click on that point. All right, So we have drawn a circle there. Now that is finished. Again, you can go back and make it shaded, right? So that sketch is finished. We have the sketch there. Now next is we are going to make another plane just above. What is our aim is we are going to make a conical surface at the end of this sweep area. Okay, so from there we will make a conical surface. We are going to make a small helix on that conical surface, and we will again sweep it. That will give you a continuous run out of the thread. Okay, so for that we are again select another plane. Okay, so which plane we want to offset? We need the plane 1. Okay, so the plane 1 has to be offsetted by 1 pitch. Okay, so single pitch you have to offset. So the pitch is, we know that 1 mm. Okay, so the new plane 2 is there. All right, so the plane 2 is there. I'll just make the plane 1 invisible now. So the plane 2 is there. Now again I'll go to select the plane 1 as my sketch plane. Okay, so I click on the plane plane 2 as a sketch plane. I click on the plane 2 and make it view normal to sketch plane. Okay, so now I'm plotting in the plane 2, where I will draw a circle with diameter slightly less than the bolt diameter. Okay, I will make it as 12 mm. Okay, so why? Because the conical surface should be outwards. That's why we make a bigger circle there. Okay, so 12 I made, and I can finish the sketch. Okay, so now again you can go for loft. Okay, so next operation is loft. Okay, so click on the loft, then you can select first the sketch plane 3 and then the sketch plane 4. You can select loft surface. Okay, not loft solid, you will make it as a loft surface. Okay, so loft surface is there, you can finish it. Okay, so now we have the loft surface, and right now again what we are going to do, we define a helix there. Okay, so we are going to define a helix there. Okay, the plane 2 right now we don't need, so we will make it as invisible. So the plane 2 is invisible now. Now we are going to make again a helix. Helix will be made, and helix surface we will select it as this conical surface. All right, and we will make the pitch. We know the pitch is 1 mm. Okay, so by that we finish the second helix. Okay, so we finish, we can see the second helix is there. Okay, all right, so now what we want to do, we are going to make another sweep. Okay, so that sweep function we'll do from here. You can select the sweep, then a remove has to be selected, and the surface will be selected. This is the surface we want to sweep. Okay, so click on that surface, and the sweep path should be this one. Okay, so that will be sweep path, and it is finished. Okay, so it is finished. Okay, click on that. You can see the sweep path is finished. You can now make the conical surface invisible. Okay, so if you look, the curves also you can make invisible. Okay, if you see, you can see the thread ends with a very fine run out. Okay, so to make this run out fine, we made that conical surface. So now we are going to join these two parts, that is the the shank area and the threaded area. Okay, the shank area and the threaded area. So we will go for the Boolean operation. You can select the Boolean operation, then click the union. Okay, so union, then select the part 1 and part 2. Okay, so click, it will be, now you can see there is only one part all together. Okay, so you have the thread portion and the shank is there. Okay, so now our objective is to make the hexagonal head. Okay, so the bolt head we want to make. Okay, so for the bolt head, again we want to make a sketch that should be at the top face. Okay, you can select sketch, click on this face, all right, then make it as view normal to the sketch plane, right? Then what we will do, we will draw view normal. Then we will draw what? We'll draw a hexagon at here. Okay, so that hexagon has to be extruded. For that, drawing a hexagon, we can go for the sketch menu where inscribed polygon is there. Okay, so click on that and select the center for the inscribed circle as this one, then move it outward. Okay, so you can see it will be like this. Okay, so click there and make it as six faces. For hexagon it is 6. Okay, finish. Now we want to make the dimension from this point to this point. The dimension, we know that it is what? It is 20. Okay, so 2 times d, it is 20. So we made it. One more constraint we want to make, that is a vertical constraint. This face has to be make vertical. Okay, so now you can see it is fully the constraint. Okay, all the sketch lines become black. So that means it's fully constrained. Okay, so we will finish the sketch. Now we go for the extrusion. Okay, so we'll go for the extrusion. You can select the sketch 5. Okay, it will be selected, and you can make it as the height will be 0.75 d. Okay, so that will be 7.5. Okay, so that will be the depth. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the hexagon bolt. What is right now? Our job is to make a chamfer. So right now our objective is to make a chamfer at the top face. Okay, to make the chamfer at the top face, we will select a plane where the 2 vertex, okay, this is passing. Okay, so if you see the front plane, it is actually passing through the middle of one face, but the right plane, it is passing through the vertex. Okay, so you just select that plane for your sketch. Click on that, select the right plane and make it as view normal to the sketch plane. You can see the 3 sides, 3 faces of the hexagon. That's great. Okay, so now we are going to make a triangle here. Okay, come to the corner, select that point. Okay, that edge point, move it, then move it downward, click on the line, then select it up, finished. Okay, so that is there. Now we want to make a dimension. We will just click on that, and this the angle should be 30 degree. Okay, so the chamfering angle, we will make it as 30. Then we will make this dimension, this as 1.6, right? So that we made 1.6. Okay, so now we will make one more thing here, that is an axis for rotation. We are going to revolve this to make the chamfering. Okay, so we'll make a construction line which is passing through the center axis of the bolt. Okay, so click on that, click. So the construction line is also finished. Okay, so now we finish the sketch. Now we move to the revolve option. You can click on the revolve button in the top menu, then just select remove. All right, then click that the sketch 6. Okay, the sketch 6 should be selected, and the revolve axis should be this one. Okay, so that will be removed. Okay, so you can see now it is removed. Okay, the chamfering is also now done. Okay, the chamfering is also done. Now you can see one more thing we have to do. It is slightly over chamfered. We can make the sketch. Okay, as the dimension of that is 1.4. Okay, so that will be great. and we'll see how's the chamfering. Yeah, it's nice chamfered. Okay, so that is nicely chamfered. And the last thing we want to make a filleting at this edge. Okay, so a slight filleting of 1 mm we will give there. Okay, so a slight filleting is also given up there. Okay, so by this we finished the view. If you the modeling of the bolt portion. See, if you move to isometric, you can see we finish the bolt. We have the end chamfering is also there. The thread ends with a runout, a fine groove runout is there. Okay, so if you see the right, you can see if you slowly rotate, you can see how it is entered. Okay, so with a fine runout it is entered, and in the top also we have the hexagon with a proper chamfering we done. Okay, so by this we are winding up this tutorial. The first portion is finished, modeling a bolt. Okay, the next session we will dealing with the modeling of the nut portion, and third session we will do with the assembly. Okay, thank you.